Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Kenny and folks, we are doing something a little bit different today, but we're going to dive right into it because we want to show you and give you a complete review and an analysis of my swimming pool. Now, let me point out to you, most of you, or at least a lot of you, it's very close to pool season. It's coming up here close to the end of March, and of course spring has come, pretty much. And a lot of you may be interested or thinking about purchasing a swimming pool. So you hang around and I'm going to give you some tips on what to look for, and maybe give you a good idea as to what you might want to purchase and what you probably would like to stay away from when it comes to a swimming pool. Now, I want to talk about the pros and the cons of this one. This one here, I have had this pool. This is the 5th year that I've had it. Now, keep in mind, it is an Intex portable pool. It's what we call a soft side. Now, I'm sure you are aware of what I'm talking about. Let's start out with the good things about this pool. I've had this thing for 5 years, like I just said. And the thing I like about it is its size. Now, it is a rectangular pool. It's a 16 by 32. It's 16 feet wide and 32 feet long. And it is 52 inches deep. Now, that's what I like about it. It's a large pool. We have a large family, so we've got a large pool. It comes with a package. It comes with, of course, the liner, all of the hardware to install it. It takes an hour or two to set it up, or more, depending on how many people you have putting it up. It comes in a package. It has its own motor that runs, of course, and it has the sand filter, and of course the hoses that you need to put it all together. It takes 2 to 4 people to put it up. Of course, more is better here when it comes to putting up this pool. Now I want to show you folks, my pool is currently only got about a foot of water in it, because the bad thing I want to tell you about is this. My pool has collapsed 2 times in the past 5 years. And what I'm talking about collapsing is really just that. The wall, when your pool is full of water, can suddenly, at least with this Intex pool model here, can suddenly just crash like that. And 15,000 gallons of water can virtually just, like a tsunami, if you know what I'm saying. That can happen with this pool, and it happened with me twice. Luckily, these things right here is what I'm talking about. If you want to take note of this, these things are very, very easily to rust. Now, I'm showing you one here that is relatively in great condition compared to the other ones that I'm about to show you later. So when you talk about collapse, follow me and let me show you what I'm talking about. My pool has got about a foot of water in it, but last fall, see, here's what I'm talking about. Take a good look at those. That is some of Kenny's famous pool repair. I did that last spring, and I've done this side last year. Now, next year, or excuse me, this year, that side over there, I don't know just exactly how many of these rails here I've got to repair, I know I've got at least 2 or 3 of them that I've got to repair. Now that is one of the downsides to this pool. All right, now what I want you to understand is these rails or these stabilizers, which are made of metal, are very, very, very likely to start to rust really, really fast. And what happens when they start to rust? They begin to get weaker and weaker until they suddenly rust and corrosion takes over and they begin to collapse. Now, that's one of the downsides to this, is these. You cannot buy these things. I tried to last year to replace these on this particular model of pool, but they cost, last year they were like about $80, $85 a piece. And this year I've looked for them and you can't get them. They apparently don't even sell them separately. Now another thing here I have, which is a problem. You can see the leaves in the bottom of my pool, but notice this liner here when my finger is pointing. It is very, very, very bright. It should not be that way. It should be a very dark green, should be a very dark blue, not green. It should be that, but instead it's practically snow white. So you can see that. Now keep in mind that this is a portable pool. Now, let me show you something else that is a major con with this pool. When you buy the package, you get the motor, you get all the parts, the hardware, you get the sand filter. But when I bought this pool, I had to replace the entire pump motor because it was so tiny. They send you a little tiny motor that is virtually useless to operate this huge pool. And not only that, the sand filter is tiny, very tiny, and it will not support this pool. I had to replace both of those when I got this pool. And another thing is, let me explain this to you. Now keep in mind, folks, I'm giving you an honest review, an honest analysis of this pool. And I just want to think about being negative here. I'm trying to help you, to keep you from doing what I did. Now let's go back to the price of this pool. 5 years ago, I paid about $1,300 for this complete pool package. Now, that was 5 years ago. Do you have any idea what it costs now? Well, let me, I hope you're standing up and not sitting down. Or is it the other way around? It really doesn't matter. But let me bust your bubble, if I will. I looked at it on Amazon a couple of days ago. And the price of this same pool package on Amazon is $3,200 plus tax. Now, can you swallow that? I can't see that in buying this. Listen, when you go to buy something like a pool, look for something that's going to last and last and last, and that's going to have great reviews. And you don't want to buy something that's super expensive and suddenly find a year or so later that it's going to start deteriorating rapidly. And it's like cancer. You can't stop it. The rust on these things, you can't stop it. You just can't. But I wanted to bring this to you. My overall analysis of this pool, it's not good. It's cheap made. It's super expensive, and it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's cheap metal that won't last. It just won't last. I give it a 1.5 stars because, listen, I've had this thing for 5 years, and I know the ups and downs, and I know the all-arounds, and I know the quality of it, and I know what it's done for me, and I know what I've had to do to it in the past 5 years, and I would not buy this pool again. I would not. I would not. Now, take it from me. I'm speaking from experience, and I'm speaking because I want to help you to avoid what I've already went through with this pool. Be careful if you're looking to buy a pool. Be careful and don't buy something that's going to leave you with a lot of expense and a lot of problems that you probably won't be able to erase, because when you buy it, you bought it. And listen, some of you may be a first-time viewer. Why don't you give us a thumbs up? And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And I hope that this has helped you, and it will help you, because pool season is coming up very fast. And most pools, I believe, because of the pandemic this year, will more than likely across the country across the globe, will be pretty much maybe closed due to the pandemic. But a private pool is something that I've owned a pool for the last 35 years, and I can't see myself doing without one. But be careful what you buy. Compare prices and compare quality before you buy. But don't forget, get something that's going to be lasting and lasting. So listen, you have a wonderful, blessed day, and we'll talk to you later.